Without pedal. Okay. All right. So, guys, tap the screen, hit the like button, tap the screen, share the live. Why do Muslims still believe in this? Why do Muslims still believe in this? Guys, tap the screen, tap the screen. Tap the screen, hit the like button, share the live. Let's talk about this again. Okay? Muslims, why do y'all still believe in this? Why do Muslims still believe in this in 2025? Like, we are literally almost at the end of this year, and Muslims still believe in this. So, guys, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Invite your Muslim friends. Like the live, like the live, like the live, like the live. If Mohammed is your pattern of conduct, why do you support this? If Mohammed is your pattern of conduct. Guys, tap the screen. Invite your Muslim friends. Let them know we're live, guys. Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Hit the like button. Invite your Muslim friends. Muslims, come on up. Let's talk. Let's discuss. This is against normal law. This shouldn't be happening, especially from someone who calls himself a prophet. All right? Muhammad claimed to be a prophet, and he did this to a prepubescent child. Okay? So if you say you are a prophet, okay? If you say you are a prophet, if you are a Muslim, please come on up. If you are a Muslim, please join. Guys, like the live, like the live, like the live, like the live. Share the live, please, guys. Share the live. Please share the live, okay? Share the live. If you are a Muslim, please join. Are we really begging Muslims to join now? Like, this is, this is Islam. This is what the Prophet did to Muhammad. So you should be happy to talk about it. Y'all should be happy to talk about it. Okay? So, why do you follow a prophet that did this to a prepubescent? And why do you follow a prophet that said, Allah told me to? Okay? Tap the screen, guys. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. Tap the screen, guys. Hit the like button. Share the live. Invite your Muslim friends, guys. If you are a Muslim, feel free to join. Guys, tap the screen. Invite your Muslim friends. Let's talk about this. Muhammad was 54 years old, okay, when he got attracted to this little girl, and then he banged her when she was a girl of 9 years old. So Muslims join. Join Muslims. Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Guys, we're getting restrictions again. Please tap the screen, tap the screen. I don't know, TikTok has given us restriction. Please tap the screen, guys. Tap the screen, tap the screen. Guys, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. TikTok has given us restriction now. I don't know what I did, but guys, tap the screen. It's what it is. Tap the screen, guys. Tap the screen. Hit the like button. Share the live. Why do Muslims follow this man? Okay? Guys, let me show you something. Why do Muslims follow this man? Okay? This is one of their narration in the hadith. Okay, this is Sahih al-Bukhari 70:12. Okay? Sahih al-Bukhari 70:12. Mohammed said, okay? Aisha is the one narrating this, and she said, this is what Mohammed said to her. She said, "You were shown to me twice in my dream. You were shown to me twice in my dream before I married you." Okay? So which means Allah, okay? Allah was involved. Allah told Muhammad to go and, get attracted to a little girl of 6. A little girl of 6 shown to him in his dream. I saw an angel carrying you in a silken piece of cloth, and I said to him, "Uncover her," and behold, it was you. I said to myself, "If this is from Allah, then it must happen." Did you see that? If this is from Allah, then it must happen. Like, if this is from the true God, according to them, they believe Allah is true God. So if it is from Allah, they are true God. So a true God reveals this to a prophet. A true God reveals this to a prophet to marry a child of 6 years old. Guys, did you see that? A true God revealed this to a prophet. Like, revealed this to Muhammad and said, "Go and marry this 6 years old child." Okay, not signing the contract alone, but go to bed with her when she's 9 years old. Guys, what's going on here? What is going on here? Guys, what is going on here? Did you guys see that? So you go to bed with her when she's 9. Okay? Now, here, in this hadith, Aisha narrated, okay, in Sunnah Abi Dawud 21:21, Al-Albani, okay, graded it Sahih, and it says, the messenger of Allah married me when I was 7 years old. The narrator, Suleiman, said, or 6 years, between that range, 6 or 7 years, but he had intercourse with me when I was 9 years old. A prophet of God, a prophet of God. Now, prior to Islam, prior to Mohammed, we had prophets. Prior to Islam, can any Muslim show us any prophet who did this, who got married to a little girl prior to Islam? Do we have that? Do we have any prophet who got married to a little girl, a prepubescent, prior to Islam? Do we have one? Do we have any prophet? So why are Muslims following someone who said he's a prophet and then got married to a prepubescent? And what does the Quran say? Let's see what the Quran says. This is chapter 65, verse 4. Surah At-Talaq. Chapter 65, verse 4. All right? This website has started again. Let's check another one. Chapter 65, verse 4. My question is, why are Muslims following a man who claimed to be a prophet but had intercourse with a little girl of 9 years old? This is chapter 65, verse 4. It says, and those who no longer expect menstruation among your women, if you doubt, then their period is 3 months. And also for those who have not menstruated. So who are these ones that have not menstruated? Who are these ones that have not menstruated? These ones are the ones, okay? These ones here are the prepubescent who have not reached the years of menstruation. These ones. The ones that have not menstruated. That's why it says, also for those who have not menstruated. You see? So we have 3 categories of women here. The ones that are old, that no longer expect menstruation. And then we have the ones that have not yet menstruated. And then we have the ones that are pregnant. So the ones that have not menstruated, who are these ones? According to Islamic scholars, they say these ones, they have not reached the years of menstruation. They are still prepubescent. These ones, according to scholars. And that's why it says here, in another translation, it says, those that have not menstruated yet. Okay? So why do Muslims follow a prophet that had intercourse with a little girl of 9 years old? Why? Look at it. Here, the same thing, it says the same thing. And also for those who have not menstruated. Let's see to another translation. Let's see another translation. Okay. Let's see Pictor. Pictor translation. And then here it says, and for such of your women as despair of menstruation, if you are in doubt, their period of waiting shall be 3 months, along with those who have it not. Here, this translation says, alongside with those, or along with those who have it not. Who have not what? Who have not menstruated. Let's see to another translation. Let's see Yusuf Ali. Yusuf Ali says, if you are in doubt, it's 3 months. And for those who have no causes. And for those who have no causes. What cause? Okay? The monthly causes. The monthly causes. So here, it's telling us that Muslims, they are allowed to marry and divorce children that have no causes, that have not menstruated yet. And in order for this to be actualized here, because what's happening here is this. If you want to divorce your wife, you have to first of all go to bed with her in order for that divorce to be official. And that's why the chapter of the verse is called chapter Atalak, which is divorce. Let's see another translation. Ahmed Ali. Okay. He said, as for your women who have lost hope of menstruation, in case you have doubt, the prescribed period of waiting for them is 3 months. As also for those who have not menstruated yet. Did you see that? As also for those who have not menstruated yet. Who are those that have not menstruated yet? Okay, let's see what the scholars say. Let's see what the scholars say. This is Ibn Abbas, one of the most respected scholar of Islam, the cousin of Mohammed, Ibn Abbas. He said, and for such of your women as despair of menstruation because of old age, if you doubt about their waiting period, their prescribed, or sorry, their waiting period, their period of waiting shall be 3 months, upon which another man asked, okay, O Messenger of Allah, what about the waiting period of those who do not have menstruation? Let's see what it says. Who do not have menstruation because they are too young. It says, along with those who have not, because of young age. So here, that ayat in the Quran, okay, according to this scholar here, Ibn Abbas, it says, because they are too young. Their waiting period is 3 months as well. Another man asked, what is the waiting period of those women who are pregnant? Just like as I told you earlier on, it's 3 categories of women. The ones that are pregnant, the ones that are too young, and the ones that are old. Okay? But here, the bone of contention is here. Because they are too young. So Muslims are given the go-ahead to marry pre-pubescent and can as well divorce them if they want to. Let's see Ajalalin, another scholar of Islam. Here it says, and as for those of your women, okay, then here it says, read Allah or Allah in both instances. No longer expect mesurate or to mesurate. No longer expect to mesurate. If you have doubts about their waiting period, their prescribed waiting period shall be 3 months. And also for those who have not yet mesurated because of their young age. The ones that have not yet mesurated because of their young age. Guys, did you see that? So which means Mohammed got married to a little girl that has not reached the years of menstruation. Let's see what Ibn Kathir says. Ibn Kathir says, this is Ibn Kathir on 65 verse 4 and 5. He said, Allah the Exalted clarifies the waiting period of the woman in menopause. And that is the one whose menstruation has stopped due to her older age. Her iddah is 3 months instead of the 3 monthly cycles for those who menstruate. And then it further says, which is based upon the ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah. See Surah Al-Baqarah 228. And then the same for the young who have not reached the years of menstruation. The same for the young. The same for the young who have not reached the years of menstruation. The same for the young. This is their scholars, not me. I'm not the one saying it. Their scholar says the young ones also have waiting period. Muslims can marry little girls who have not reached the years of menstruation and they still have waiting period. You can lie with them, and if you want to divorce them, you can divorce them. And that's why it says here, okay, the chapter of divorce. The chapter of divorce, Surah At-Talaq. So you can marry and divorce pre-pubescent. Am I the one saying it or their scholars? Even the Quran. Look at it. This is the Quran. And also for those who have not menstruated. Am I the one saying it or the Quran? So why do Muslims follow a prophet that got married to a prepubescent? Because here, Aisha said that the prophet married her when she was 6 years old, little girl, and he consummated his marriage when she was 9 years old, a little girl. And then she remained with him for 9 years old, i.e. till his death. Aisha was also admitted to the house of Mohammed when she was 9 years old, and her dolls was with her. Okay? Here, this is Sahih Muslim 1422c. Sahih Muslim 1422c. It says, Aisha, Allah be pleased with her, reported that, okay, that Allah's apostle married her when she was 7 years old, and he was taken to his house, okay, and he was taken to his house as a bride when she was 9 years old, and her dolls were with her. And when Mohammed died, she was 18 years old. She was 6 to 7 years old. So Mohammed died at the age of 63 when Aisha was 9 years old. Guys, did you catch it? Do you guys catch it? All over the hadith narration, Aisha was 6 years old when Muhammad married her, and she was 9 years old when he banged her. But we have Muslims who are so disgusted by this, they had to made up, a story that doesn't exist, and said that Aisha wasn't 9 years old, she was 16 or 19 or whatever when Muhammad slept with her, because by this. In the Quran, you can marry a prepubescent, a child who has not reached the years of menstruation, and then Muhammad got married to a prepubescent. Okay? Muhammad literally got married to a prepubescent. Are we the one making this up? No. Okay? Did you see that? So do we have any Muslim? Do we have any Muslim who thinks we are lying or we're making things up? I'm literally reading what your sources say. Why do you follow a prophet who got married to a prepubescent and then said Allah revealed it to him? Any Muslim? Here, this is Sahih Bukhari 3896. Khadija died 3 years before the Prophet departed to Medina. He stayed there for 2 years or so, and then he married Aisha when she was a girl of 6 years old, and he consummated that marriage when she was 9 years old. Are we the one making things up? All over this hadith narration, look at them. 6 years old. Look at it. Here it says 7. This one 6. All right. Look at it. Okay, this one talks about the age of Muhammad. Look at it. 6 years old. You see it? 6 years old. Here it says 7. Look at it. 6 years old. Are we making things up? No. 6 years old. Okay. 6 years old. 6 years old. 6 years old. This one says 7. So are we the one making things up, guys? So why do you guys follow a prophet who got married to a 6 years old girl and consummated the marriage when she was 9? Do you guys have any prophet who did this prior to Islam? Do you? Do you? So why do Muslims follow a prophet who got married to a 6 years old girl and they consummated the marriage when she was 9? Why? And Muslims, would you people, okay, marry a 6 years old child? Or would you give out your 6 years old child to a man of 54 to marry? Would you do that? Because according to the Quran, Mohammed is your pattern of conduct. Chapter 33, verse 21 of the Quran is your best example. So you should be doing what Mohammed did. So, would you give your 6 years old child to a man of 54 years old? Huh? Would you? Muslims, would you? So why are you following a prophet or someone who claimed to be a prophet that literally got married to a pre-pubescent, a little girl of 6 years old? Prior to Islam, Jesus in Mark, 5:44, if I'm not mistaken, it says, it calls a little girl of 12 years old a little girl. It calls a girl of 12 years old a little girl. But according to Muslims today, they'll tell us that during the time of Muhammad, a girl of 6 years old, is already matured. But Jesus called a girl of 12 years old little girl. Little girl. Look at what Muhammad did here. Guys, watch this. This is another reason why I believe Muhammad is not a true prophet. Guys, this is Sahih al-Bukhari 5080. Let's read this, guys. We are not here to insult anyone. We are here to read your sources and tell you how these sources don't, follow. Like why these sources, why people have to run away from, Islam. Okay? We are not here to insult anybody because it's not compatible with humanity. Literally, we have some Muslims who are trying to imitate their prophet, okay, but putting the lives of our little girls in danger. Now, in this hadith, what does it say? This is Sahih al-Bukhari 5080, narrated by Jabir bin Abdullah. It says, when I got married, Allah's apostle said to me, Muhammad said to him, what type of lady have you married? And the man replied, I have married a matron. He said, now here, the matron, all right, simply is talking about a matured woman, a grown-up woman, an adult. And then Muhammad said, why don't you have a liking for a virgin or for the virgins and for fondling them? Guys, did you see what came out from the mouth of a prophet? Did you guys see what came out from the mouth of a prophet? Someone got married to a matured woman, and Mohammed said, why don't you have a liking for the virgins and for fondling them? Guys, do you know what this word means, fondling? This word here. Let's see the meaning of the word fondling. Let's see what the word fondling means. The word fondling. Okay? The word fondling, let's see what it means. Now, here's the word fondling. To fondle, okay? To touch gently and in a loving way, or to touch in a sexual way. So Muhammad literally told the man, okay, told the man to do this to our virgin. Muhammad is supposed to to be encouraging this man, like telling the man to, take care of our matron, be good to her. And all he had to say was, you should have, have a liking for the virgins and fondle them. Is this a prophet? No. Is this a true prophet? No, guys, tell me, is this a true prophet? And then the further says, Jabir also said, Allah's apostle said, why didn't you marry a young girl? Why didn't you marry a young girl? Like, what is wrong with this man marrying a matron, an adult? Like, what is wrong with that? The reason why Mohammed said this, because in the Quran, you are allowed to marry a little girl that has not menstruated so that you can fondle them. Okay? So that you can do this to them, you can fondle them. That's why Muhammad said, you should have married or have a liking for the virgins so that you can fondle them. Okay? Isn't this disgusting to a man who has already gotten married? Like, who has already gotten married? What is the essence of this? Why, like, what is the meaning of this to a man who has already gotten married? And then he said, why didn't you marry a young girl so that you might play with her and she with you? What is the essence of this? Because this man has already gotten married. Let's see Sahih al-Bukhari 67. 53, okay, 67. The same man narrated Jabir bin Abdullah. If you are a Muslim, you can come up. Now it says here, my father died and left 7 or 9 girls, okay, and I married a matron. So this man already had, young girls around him, but he didn't bother to go after them because to him, they are they are young. This man was matured in his brain. He knew what was wrong and what was right. And he did not go further in, fondling little girls, but rather, what did he do? He said, and I married a matron. Allah's apostle said to me, "O Jabir, have you married?" He replied, "Yes." He said, "A virgin or a matron?" And the man replied, "A matron." Then Mohammed said, "Why not a virgin?" Like, what is the meaning of this? Mohammed said, "Why not a virgin? So that you might play with her and she with you. And you might amuse her and she amuse you." And the man said, Jabir said, "Abdullah, my father, died and left girls. And I disliked to marry a girl like them." Guys, did you see that? He disliked to marry a little girl. So I married a lady. Matron, someone who is matured, so that she may look after them. So that she may look after the little ones. On that he said, "May Allah bless you." Or that is good. You see, because Mohammed couldn't win the debate or couldn't win the argument or whatever, then he said, "May Allah bless you." This is why I said, not all Muslims are bad. There are still Muslims out there. The reason as to why they reject hadith, because narrations specifically about the marriage of Aisha and Mohammed, these narrations to them, they are disgusting, and they choose to follow, the Quran alone, because they cannot, they cannot absorb the readings alone. And even if you stick to the Quran alone, the Quran still tells you to marry a prepubescent. See, there is no two ways around it. The only way you can help yourself is to come to Jesus, your Lord and your personal Savior. If you deny hadith, you are not a Muslim, according to Orthodox Muslims. Okay? Because if Muslims stick to the Quran alone, then you still got a problem. Because according to the Quran talks about the wives of Muhammad, but the question is, who are they? And how did he marry them? You see? So, the dilemma is all over the place in the Quran or in Islam. So this man got married to a lady, got married to a matured woman, and Mohammed said, why didn't you marry a little girl? This is Islam. I'm reading your sources. I'm not making things, I'm not adding anything. These are your sources, Muslims. Okay? So we have so many things to present. So many things to present. And this is why Muslims don't want to talk about, these sources. They don't want to go there because they know the problem. And this is why we say Islam is not compatible with humanity. All right? This is one of the reasons I believe Islam is false. So Muslims, why are you still following a prophet, someone who claimed to be a prophet, and then slept with a little girl of 6 years old? Sorry, 9 years old. I'm sorry. Slept with a little girl of 9 years old. And it claims to be your pardon of conduct. Like, how does this work? Do you guys have any prophet who did this prior to Muhammad? Or are you saying during their time, they didn't have little girls around them? Are you saying that during their time, the little girls back then, they were also like matured women? Is that what you're saying? Muslims, why are you following a prophet who literally deceived you? Someone who claimed to be a prophet and then deceived you. Why? Why is it so difficult for you to come to Jesus? Why?